Hi everyone, well, this is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Cardano. Once again, thank you for your continued support. Really do appreciate it, okay? Hope you have a really good Friday and hope we have a really good weekend. And hopefully we have a green weekend as well for a change, because it's traditionally been dumpy of late, hasn't it? Crypto at the weekend. So let's have a little bit of a correction today and let's have a lovely couple of green days towards the weekend and hopefully just carry on this green now throughout the week and the rest of the year and get the bull run going and get this wave 5 over and done with for Cardano. But if in doubt, zoom out, okay? And this is where we expect Cardano to go to in this bull run, up there and some, okay? And we're not got a crystal ball, but hopefully, you know, if we can keep progressing, obviously adhere to support like we're doing right now above a 20 EMA on the weekly time frame. Cardano is one of the strongest projects, okay, in the top 10 especially. It's showing enormous strength, and I'll keep reassuring you of that. From that correction last week, you can see that it's up currently. I'm having a lot of lag issues today on TradingView. I don't know why, but you can see it's up 93% from its the local bottom just there for Cardano. So it's looking relatively well, isn't it? It's relatively healthy, providing we stay above this yellow line here, which is a 20 EMA on the weekly time frame with golden continuation. Rolled over, had a bit of a correction, and we're going to march onwards and upwards for Cardano right there. And that Elliott wave 5 of Elliott wave theory. So hopefully it's all good. It's all good effectively. So right now I'm going to dive into the hourly time frame for Cardano. So with Cardano then yesterday, you can see, because Bitcoin's rolled over today because it was in a rising wedge, then it fell out of that, then it was trying to get back into it, and then it created a head and shoulders, and now effectively that head and shoulders is playing out. And with that, that's what I mean. You can be, your own project can be looking beautiful, it's painting some beautiful patterns, continuation, reversal patterns, and then Bitcoin decides to shit the bed, and what does it do? It drags the market down a bit, doesn't it? Because that's how it works. Nothing is exempt from Bitcoin at the moment. Nothing stands aside, nothing's uncoupled from Bitcoin, and hopefully in the future that will change, obviously, as we march forward and onwards and upwards in these crypto projects that we're all involved in, okay? And we know what Cardano is and we know where Cardano is going. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure that out, okay? It's an evolving project and it's a world-changing project as well, with some fantastic visions and developers and coders behind it as well. So it's all good. It's all golden for Cardano, and we've got a bright future ahead of us in the summer as well, especially, you know, with the releases of the new updates on Cardano there. So all I want to do, all I reassure you of, okay, a lot of people get bogged down with the current time frame. That's fair enough, you know. If you're a bit of a trader and you're trying to learn a skill set in-out trading, great. But if not, hodling is the game, the name of the game, okay. And basically hodling means, hodling, it came around because someone on Reddit spelled hold wrong. They spelt it back to front because they were panicking. So it became a bit of a meme and a bit of a saying, hodl. HODL effectively, and yeah, so just hodl your way to the moon. And it has been proven, scientifically proven, that people do better off hodling than they do trying to swing trade and improve their stack, you know. So think about that as well. But I'm not putting you off. I'm not putting you off, at least, you know, in any sense. Always try and learn new things, and this is what I try to deliver to you in this space here. And I'll always show you levels of resistance, levels of support, and hopefully give you some in and out trade opportunities right there. Because yesterday I said to you that if Cardano loses that key level of support, go short. And remember that saying as well, lose support, go short. And you can see that's exactly what Cardano did out of this descending triangle that it finds itself in here. It's a depleting buying pressure, okay. It looked very similar to this fractal here, didn't it? But it didn't break out this key level of resistance. You see resistance, came down to the apex, boom, broke out. Do you see that? This is why these trend lines, people say, oh, technical analysis is a meme, it doesn't work. Well, of course it does. Look, we drew a trend line and it came into it as resistance and popped out. It didn't adhere to the EMAs, fell under them, boom. You know, another technical indicator, and look what it's doing, it's going down, and that's an opportunity to make money right there from Cardano. You know, if you lose support, go short. And you can see right now from this moment, I do apologise, I'm having some really, really bad lag today on the charts. I don't know why. So it's currently 6% down, and it did bottom out around about 10%, okay, for Cardano. Hopefully, you know, this is a target 141, so if it does start to roll over anymore, put some cheeky bids in there, because that would be correction complete and carried out. But if it does start to pick up here, what you need to do, obviously, to carry out the, because this could be called a throwback, okay, where it comes out of the pattern comes back in and back out, effectively coming back into the pattern, the inverse head and shoulders here, do you see that? And then continuing with that trend, effectively. That's what I'm saying. If we can get a nice bit of a correction today, get it over and done with, okay, and then start to see the pickup, we could be in for a nice green weekend, hopefully. Failing that, if we ever do have a bit of dumpy week, as long as you don't start to come down and create lower lows than this, then you could just look at something like this, okay, where you're doing something like this, like what I said to you yesterday, where you're reversing the trend and you're still sort of marching onwards and upwards in this new channel that you find yourself in for Cardano. But one thing I want to see, obviously, that we were potentially going to do is break out of this resistance, break out of that, and go up to this high up here, because that would have made a higher than that. Do you see that? And that would be confluence to the fact that you're making high highs as well as high lows. Because at the minute you're just consolidating. You've come down, you've made a low, you've made a higher low, and you're consolidating like this. Bit choppy, bit flat, bit boring, until you sort of get the pickup and out of it and break this high, you're still consolidating. Do you see that? So we need to see Cardano carry out this pattern effectively and break these levels of resistance. So right now, if Cardano does roll over some more, put some cheeky bids on there, and not financial advice, but I would imagine at this particular level of support, because it's a breakdown target out of this descending triangle right here. So some would say that this is the target from this descending triangle like this, and you can see that effectively when you broke it, it's been met. Do you see that? And it could have effectively, but my target is this personally. I could be wrong, but again, not financial advice. What is going on? It's so laggy, you know, and that's potentially the target. That's why I gave you that 141. But if you do see Cardano pick up here, do anticipate that it has to break this level of resistance right now, because that's what happens. You've lost support, turns into resistance. That's a key level of resistance moving forward, because if it does come back into that pattern, then you could see the extension and go up towards that price prediction up there for Cardano. And like I said to you, on the high time frames here, you're looking at a really big sort of reversal pattern, and potentially this is why your next target is when you break this level of resistance up here for Cardano. Okay, so do have that in mind for the future for Cardano right there. So that's Cardano. Not much else I can say really, that other than the if in doubt, zoom out. Don't get bogged down with the current time frame. Don't panic. Don't worry. We are in a bull run. It's showing signs of strength. It's just going sideways until Bitcoin decides what it wants to do effectively. So yeah, if it does continue to roll, do anticipate the $1.41 needs to hold, because otherwise obviously you're going to start to roll a bit lower, and you can see there's no real support there other than potentially just there, okay, where you got a bit of a swing low. Just say, see where it bounced there before continuation, so it's got a couple of levels there of support. You see that? And that's where the body closed and opened actually just there, so that's important. That's quite an important level. So I'm going to show you that anyway. I'll drop that in just in case. I'm not saying you will, but if you do see it lose 141 and it starts to roll any deeper, that is potentially where you may sort of see it bounce, okay? And that would actually be relatively healthy, because just there you're making the higher lows still, okay? So if you was to see more of a sell-off, it lose 141, you can see it's a previous swing low just there, support there. Do you see that? And that's what you do. You just move to the left and look at your charts. You see, I've not used no fancy indicators, no Fibonacci or anything like that. You know, I've just looked at the candlesticks and where the closing and where the level of support is, and boom, that gives you that support. It's really easy to see. So you can see that if Cardano loses 141, then to put some cheeky bids on the 124, where I would imagine you get the bounce and you're still making these higher lows, and hopefully from there we can get the bounce and come up and actually break this high here, which would actually see us break that high as well. And like I said to you, you've bottomed out, you're reversing. But until we break these highs, you're consolidating effectively. So that's Cardano. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay tuned. If we lose this, I'll just show you right now. It's another short opportunity, because obviously, like I said to you, you lose support, you go short. Right now, this is a key level of support. If you did come down to it, if you lose that level of support, you've got a further depreciation and a short opportunity of around about 11% for Cardano over the weekend. But let's have a green weekend for a change, eh? We all want it. We all deserve it. Take care. I'll be back tomorrow with another Cardano update. Stay strong, everyone. Bye-bye.